Ramey, what's up, brother? Oh, we got you muted, man. Let's see. Let's fix this.
Oop, how's that?
You had the mic moved. All right, we're good now.
I learned that from Sammy. This is on.
You know what? It works. It's slick. That's slick. What's going on, brother? How are you doing?
Doing good. I had a pretty busy and long day with my slave driving boss, Ryan Kirkwood, but other than that, not too bad.
I hope Ryan is watching. He did pop up on the notification.
He could be watching. You never know.
I know. Brian tells us that this is crap already. Did you break the news to Brian?
No first-gen Camaros allowed at the track anymore?
Well, no, it's that.
Or the other news?
The news that, his car has been designated as the official grass cutting car.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've been reinforcing the grass so that it can withstand Zoran spinouts.
The problem is that he went out and got a new splitter from that thing. He had the Schoonmaker set him up with a really good-looking splitter, and now he might be able to cut that grass. Like it's not JB Boyer level splitter, but it's.
I heard that. Yeah, car's Tanya's actually. She just lets him borrow it.
I mean, I could see that. That's pretty accurate. It's pretty accurate. So, Ramey, it's always awesome having you on. I just want to go ahead and apologize ahead of time. I sound congested because I am very congested. So if I sound crazy, make fun of me later. It's all good. But yeah, awesome show we got planned tonight. So a couple things we're going to talk. UMI's got some awesome new stuff that you guys just released within the last month. And then we'll talk Muscle on the Mountain. And then we got an awesome announcement at the very end of the show that we'll throw out there. So, Ramey, tell us about what you guys have been working on behind the scenes and what you guys just released.
Just this month, we finally have square body truck products out A-arm wise. So street A-arms and Corner Max equipped race A-arms. And then just because of the awesomeness, they come factory. The race ones come factory with Viking triples.
Dang.
So, and you can adjust it. You can adjust and such. But if you buy the Corner Max package, they come with actually a Berserker Viking triple.
Okay.
We've been having good luck with the Berserker valving, where it's pretty streetable but still able to win your local autocross type thing.
Yeah.
If someone wanted more aggression, of course we could do the Crusader triples or something like that. But we've been running a lot of the Berserker triples with good success. So
it's a good shock. I mean, it really is. It gives you that good balance between street and track without having to, trailer the car to and from.
Yeah, I believe it's the GF valve code.
Okay.
So
nice.
Moderate and moderate. So great performance, but also good streetability.
Yeah. We have moved almost the entire team for the OG team over to Viking Crusaders this year. I think the only one that's not on Crusaders is Hector Rivera, and he's earning a Miata, so they don't even have anything for him.
Yeah.
Everyone has moved to that, and seeing Brian, he's been running triples for about a year now, I think 2 years, and he's been running really well. He's keeping up with the big dogs, the big Brian Coney. So
right, that's good.
But they've been also very good.
Yeah, it's also important to note that any of the UMI stuff is actually available at our favorite shop, Operational Speed Supply. So we'll be talking to Josh and the guys a little bit as we go, doing some dealer training with them and like that. And so the entire UMI line is always available at OSS.
No, it most definitely is. And, it's awesome. You bring that up. We're actually working on starting to package together a few things for people. You guys have got your Corner Max kits, and they're absolutely phenomenal. But we're kind of going a step further and kind of focusing on some of the people that may not want to just race their car. They want to tier their program. And so this past week, we have announced basically a conglomeration of components that we have put into a kit. And we're starting out with our street kits. And we're calling it the Recon Street Suspension System. And so what that is a very street-friendly setup. The idea is that you've got a third gen Camaro or you've got a second gen Camaro, and you are you're not wanting to race, but you're wanting to refresh. You just want a car that's going to handle well and you can bring it back to what its life was back in the day. Well, that's what the idea is. It's meant for a overhaul of the suspension without being too aggressive. We packaged it with KYB shocks, a little less expensive than the Conies, but they're also not as aggressive. So for the average, Sunday cruiser, it would be more than enough. And so we're basically trying to create something that will help, someone who calls up and they're like, "Hey, I bought a car and what do I? Well, here's what you do, and it's laid out that way."
So the good thing is, with your racing experience at OSS, and everyone street drives too. So with your racing and street experience and being out in the trenches, as we say,
Yeah.
You're developing this stuff based on real world experience. So I have a feeling it's going to work pretty good.
No, that's exactly it. We've got multiple platforms within the team. We've got a lot of experience within the team, but every one of us has drove our cars on a consistent basis to and from work and all over the place. And so it's trying to build that tier to where it's somebody may not want to race, but they want a well handling car, and we can bring them that.
So if Ryan's still watching, hopefully he is. At the end of the day today, we actually sold our first absolute complete Corner Max truck kit.
Nice.
So we've been selling the A-arms a little bit. We've been selling the kits for a year now, but the first combined absolute every part number that we have available for the race truck is on deck today. So
someone is about to have a really good handling truck.
Yeah. The street version on the Gold truck.
Yeah.
It's actually, on back roads, it feels very Camaro like. It doesn't feel like a truck at all. I mean, it turns in good. It just, you can go down a back road at a pretty good clip, and it's pretty neat. So I'm looking forward to that development. And then coming up in the next, I hate to say a number, but we'll just say 6 months perhaps. My goal is to release the 4-link for the rear of that.
Oh, so, that's going to be awesome.
Right now it has a flip kit.
Yep.
And the shock relo, and Vikings usually on the back of that. Our base kits do have Bilstein, but any of the performance kits have Viking.
Nice. That's going to be an awesome setup.
Yeah, and it should handle pretty excellent the way it is. But then, when we do the 4-link for the rear, that should be pretty next level. So,
Tim Gordon says 5th gen Camaro like or one of the lesser Camaros.
Tim, the real super less ones like the 3rd gen.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that we're going to only talk about Camaro Fest, and Tim was behind a 3rd gen Camaro at Camaro Fest. I won't say whose Camaro he was behind, but he was behind one. That's awesome. So here's the cool thing too, is that we'll move on to this upcoming event we've got in June, right? UMI Motorsports Park. Everyone is coming down, and we have what you guys have introduced now is Muscle on the Mountain. So what is Muscle on the Mountain, and what can we expect?
So King of the Mountain kind of took off maybe light years ahead of what we thought it was going to, and we touted it as the biggest and best in the country and like that, and essentially that's what we got.
Yeah.
So when you have people driving from California to race at your track on purpose, that's pretty interesting. But our core group is rear-wheel drive muscle cars. And so we were looking for another premier event. We wanted to have a KOTM-like event for muscle cars.
Yeah.
And we actually, I hate to say exceeded our expectations, but the response has been overwhelming. It sold out immediately. Behind the scenes, everyone talking about it is like, oh my God, this is going to be incredible, because it's basically going to be 120 of the best muscle cars in the country all at one location. And, so Cam Challenge and like that has the same thing, but this is with all the fun of the track, all the fun of the payout. The payout makes people drive harder, I think.
Yeah.
And we have sponsors stepping on board that are just crazy excited. And then that feeds into the competitors being crazy excited and all the support, and it just makes the industry better. So it's going to be just a triple win-win-win for, the muscle car industry, I think.
Well, it's interesting too. Like I've was looking at the entry list, and there's some big names that are showing up.
Mm-hmm.
The Lissingers, and those that don't know, the Lissingers dominate the Good Guys autocross series. Those guys, they show up and they just tear it up. We've got Bill Graves Sr. We've got Aaron Overly, the Schoonmakers. We'll throw his name out here, Brian Pico.
I can't believe he's signed up. It's amazing.
I know. Chris Smith.
Sometimes dreams come true.
He's close to us, but Chris, Leaf Spring Wheatcraft, Dan Ballard. I mean, the list goes on and on of people that are showing up to this event, and it's exciting. It's really exciting. I was looking through the mid-model class, and I'm like, I think this is the first event that I see that third-gen F-bodies might outnumber everything else except for Corvettes. I mean, there is a ton of third-gen F-bodies that are entered into this thing.
And look at what Colin King's building. I think I said it was a space shuttle or something. Or that thing's going to be crazy.
He came and looked at my car 2 years ago at the Autocross Challenge, and he was asking questions about what I did and everything. And then 2 years later, he's doing what he's doing that car, and I'm like, sheesh, man! All right, you got to give me a chance to keep up.
But that's one of the cool things about this sport. Operational speed supply racing and learning. So that's the reason Viking is doing so well.
Yeah.
So 5, 6, 7 years ago, Viking was building shocks and building good shocks, but the racing is really what gets the development going. And, the racing, the feedback from the fast guys and like that. And pretty soon they have 8, 9, 10 part numbers, valve codes. If you're going to the fastest no prep in the country, there's probably a Viking on it. If you go to the fastest autocross in the country, there's probably a Viking on it. So that's how they're learning.
That's so true. And we've got a 6th gen ZL1 that is in our stable, a drag racing guy. And beautiful car, Mike Davis. It's a car that gives recognition to his sister, who's a fallen soldier in the Army. And one thing about this guy's car is that he was running 9.4s in the quarter on completely bone stock suspension in this car. So we've done some work to it. We got a set of Viking coilovers, triple adjustables in the rear and doubles up front, and we're excited to see what this thing can do. I'm confident that this year, whether it be at Camaro Fest or LS Fest, we're going to see him hit the 8s in that car. So
sounds pretty fun.
It's exciting to see, but it brings up the point that Viking is learning because of people that are out there racing the car and putting everything to it. So it's exciting to see, and it's exciting to be able to reap the benefits of all that R&D that's going on.
Yeah, interesting Viking story. We had one of the first Crusaders, the original Crusader. So the very, very original one was the Warrior. So and that was right about when I started at UMI. And you put the Warriors on the car, and the Green Machine actually had Warriors on it.
Yeah.
So we kept turning the rebound control up, and we were all the way up to 19 on rebound control. And it's like, holy moly, this car's getting faster and faster, and we're running out of adjustment. So Chris King is like, hey, guess what? Try these. So he sent me a set of Crusaders, and I'm like, oh my, these are rad. So we put them on, and then all of a sudden on the rebound control, you're back down to 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So basically he shifted the range tremendously to put the sweet spot right where you need it for that type of application. So.
Well, that's the nice thing about the Vikings too, is that you can adjust them. You can move them to whatever range you're needing. And so that's if you're needing super aggressive, you can step up to a really aggressive autocross setup. And if you don't need that aggressive, you can tone the Crusaders with different valving. They have the ability to change that valving rather easy. So it's pretty awesome. So I got to throw this out there. Jinx Jordan is an awesome guy. Just drove with him this last week when he was up here doing a course for Fort Campbell. He asks, is any of it going to be available to watch on Facebook?
I believe that is the plan. I think it won't be King of the Mountain level coverage, but our marketing team is definitely working on something for that. So,
Jinx, I have a solution for you. You need to come up and just race with us. I mean, Jinx Jordan he's one of those legendary drivers. I'm gonna embarrass him right here.
so when I first met Jinx, I had heard of him from Mike Jr. and Sam and those guys, and I believe it was at Charlotte Good Guys. So he went out in that Pontiac
But
Ventura thing
Ventura,
that he has,
yeah.
and I forget what the lap times were, but he ran. I'll make up a number, 58.2, and he's like, I think I can get a 58.1 out of it, and he ran like 58.10, 58.11, 58.12, 58.1. Like I couldn't write an atomic clock as good as he ran that, and he knew what he was going to run. He's pretty incredible guy.
So I'm going to tell this story about Jinx too. So they come up here to Evo School comes up here to Fort Campbell about once every 3 to 4 months, and they'll run a course for soldiers on base. And the course is a military focused course. Day 1 is sedans. Day 2, it's military vehicles. And they run them through a series of obstacles similar to their phase 1 course that they run for autocross. But the focus being on survivability in a military vehicle. It's a great program, but last year, I believe it was last year, Jinx always picks the truck. I don't know why, but when he rents the vehicle, when they bring the vehicles out here to run, he's always in some sort of a truck, whether it's a Silverado or whether it's a Dodge Ram. He's always in a truck. And this guy gets out of the truck after he gets done, and he walks over to me. He's like, dude, it's freaking crazy. I feel like Richard Petty just taught me how to drive. So Jinx has been known as the Richard Petty amongst the service members here at Fort Campbell.
I could believe that. So a couple comments here I want to mention. So the drone guy is in discussion for King of the Mountain. I'm not sure of Muscle, but he's definitely going to be at King of the Mountain. And I had another comment. So yeah, the drone guy. Maybe we'll try to get some more info about what add-ons are going to happen at Muscle on the Mountain. So when we do the shootout, the shootout's going to be the Formula One style again, like we did with the King of the Mountain. So that should be pretty rad. So we'll get a little more details. Some of the stuff I don't know the answer to tonight, we'll get them for you. Another thing is here I see Cami Macari's on here. So if you guys don't know her, she is the brains behind the timing trailer. So whenever it is pandemonium in the timing trailer, she's the one unpandemoniuming it. So she's our timing lady that keeps you guys all on track, and pretty talented individual there.
That's awesome.
So I don't know that any of you guys have met Cami, but she is a Maryland helicopter pilot, state police helicopter pilot. So she flies the helo and rescues the people, and I don't know if she strafes the bad guys or not, but whatever she does, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's super awesome. Yeah, you got to give credit to the timing folks. We have Alyssa Daniels. She's watching tonight too as well, and she is our brains of our timing table. And every event we've run, she's been there, and she shows up early, and she's there for everything to help out and make sure things are happening. And we ran an event a couple weeks ago where we set up display clocks instead of having the timing table and the live timing, and she didn't know what to do. She's like, I don't have a job today. And I'm like, no, just go drive and have fun. But she's gotten in the car, and she's gotten a lot of seat time in the past few events that we've run, which is really awesome to see the progression from helping out at the timing table to running around the track on her inner Camaro.
Well, the side note, Cami actually has a 100% UMI equipped 4th gen, so it's about 90% complete. And then her brother is actually Brian Smith from the Altoona, Allegheny Highlands region, SCCA.
That's awesome.
So he's a long time racer, friends with Mike Cunningham and all the other Altoona guys, Rob Beck and such. So Cami gets it on us. She can drive a race car and fly a helicopter and keep the timing clean and organized. So pretty beneficial lady for our events.
That's awesome.
And her team as well, of course.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm watching this conversation go on between Dan Ballard and Brian Pico, and I'm just going to interject here. All right, Dan, Brian, I think you two both need to put your money where your mouth is, and I think we need to throw a wager on whoever's got the fastest time at the end of the weekend donates $100 to the charity that is being supported at the track this year. I don't know. What do you think, Ramey?
So we never beg for charity money, but if it happens, it happens, and if it happens because of two guys talking smack and racing each other, what's better than that?
Wow, he's handing up 200 up. I'd say whoever's got the fastest time between you two. Grandma versus Zoran. Let's see. Can the old lady put down the god of speed? So definitely, and I'll tell you what, Dan, Brian, if that comes to fruition, we'll set it up and make it a thing at the down with Chad. Is Chad going to be there for Muscle on the Mountain?
I don't think Muscle. I believe he's signed up for King of the Mountain again.
Okay.
Tim Strange is coming to one of them.
Oh, nice. Tim Strange he's awesome too. Ramey gets to drive the fastest car. Ramey, you can argue on that one.
Is either of them a manual? Because I kind of freeze up if I have to shift.
Yeah, I'm both of them. I don't know, man. You run Green Machine pretty hard, and that thing's got that Jericho.
Oh yeah, it's a manual. Okay.
All right, so that leads into the next thing I want to talk about tonight. We did it last year. We have looked at kind of how things went, and we're going to make some refinements and try to improve the overall experience. But it was last week that we solidified the deal for OSS to sponsor the Rookie of the Year for King of the Mountain again.
Yes,
so
we did.
Big announcement is that we are going to be sponsoring the King of the Mountain Rookie of the Year, similar to last year. All first-time participants of King of the Mountain are eligible to win, and we're going to throw in a $500 gift card like we did last year, and we'll have it all set up down at the table where Chad's going to be at, so people can kind of follow along with that, and then we'll be doing posts throughout the day from there and some live feed stuff to try to generate some excitement about this. But last year, Aaron Shu took home the bacon on that one in his Evo. Impressive driving. He went deep into the shootout as well. I think he was fourth, fifth, I think.
Yeah, something like that. So the OSS Rookie of the Year, we thought it went pretty well for the first year. More visibility this year, like Josh said. We have a couple new ideas, and we're going to keep it in the spotlight a little better and like that. The cool thing is we have everything organized. Racer-wise.
Yeah.
So whenever you guys sign up, your form goes into an automatic spreadsheet that our guy Lance was kind enough to set up. It's called Airtable. So the data all goes in. It's easily manipulatable.
Yeah.
And so basically for OSS, I have a slider beside each name. And if they're a rookie, then I slide the slider. Then I'll be able to print out a rookie list, print it out by class. Here's all the rookies in each class. Basically, we can manipulate it however we want. So we'll be able to get you a really nice list of the guys and girls that have never been there before.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to pick your fastest person for the OSS Rookie of the Year. We also have it sorted by who's made the shootout all 4 times.
Oh, wow.
We have literally 6 or 7 guys that have done that. And then 3 times and 2 times and 1 time.
Did you add a slider for the most cones taken out?
It's not a slider. It's we're using an icon for that. It's a silver Corvette.
A silver Corvette, a C4
with arrow on it. Yeah,
with massive amounts of arrow.
Yeah, it has a purple stripe on the side.
Nice.
Yeah. And a little guy with sunglasses and a helmet sitting real low in his car.
I did hear now. Let's go ahead and clear this rumor out of the air now that you guys had moved that silver C4 into a different class beyond super late. He was in the space shuttle class from what I last heard.
It was mega ultra late. Yeah.
Oh, that's too funny. Oh, we're getting people defending him. Don't pick on JB like that. I don't know. I think JB is Showtime. He tends to attract the attention.
So I have a super quick NASCAR story that's along the same lines of that. So remember JB's glove box fell down and startled him, and that's what made him take out all the cones. I was working at a NASCAR race one time for a magazine, and Ken Schrader, who everyone probably already knows, he
Yeah.
was, I don't know if he was leading or something crazy was going on, and his car shut off, and he basically lost. So he came in, and they're like, "What happened, Kenny?" And he says, "You're not going to believe it. My roll bar padding fell down and hit the ignition switch and shut the car off."
Holy
And
cow.
by the time he figured out what was going on, you don't have very many seconds before you're not winning anymore.
Oh,
But
wow.
that reminded me of JB's glove box flopping down and having him plow out 474 cones.
Was it 474 or was it 475? I don't remember.
Well, the last one was still in the box. It was shredded, but it was in the box.
It was still in the box. All right. So Dan Ballard and Brian Pico have made a deal for Zoran v. Grandma at Muscle on the Mountain. All right. So they have we've seen it here, folks. They have confirmed that this wager for charity is happening. So awesome. And you know what? We do this at our own events here. We have people that show up, a little grudge match action. So if it's going to charity, I say let's grudge match it up. I'd like to see Tim and Jeff Gordon, the Bing Bong duo, do some sort of in family grudge match. That would be kind of cool. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. I'll poke the bear. But Tim does say that JB is the man outside of the C4 and Showtime is the madman behind the wheel. I can't argue that. So awesome. So definitely looking forward. We have about 6 weeks until Muscle on the Mountain, and probably 12 weeks until King of the Mountain. It's going to be an awesome year. We're really excited about it. You guys have got a busy summer coming up. You got Drive Autocross in June, first week of June.
We do. I just talked to Adam Hanna today. All systems are going. That.
And then you've also got the Summit Autocross week as well.
Yep, they have a stop at UMI Motorsports Park, so we'll have the red carpet rolled out for those guys. That was an incredibly fun event last year, so we're looking forward to take a day out of the factory and, a couple days probably, to get the track ready, do some mowing. That's prime Kirk mowing season right there.
Yeah.
Get the mowing done. And there's actually some track improvements, outside the track. There's some barbecue improvements of certain styles.
Nice.
Up by Ken Edwards and JB's motorhome lots. And there's some paving being talked about. I don't know if Ryan broke ground on the paving or not, but if we put a couple connectors in here or there, we can make 5 or 10 new tracks based on where the connectors are. So Ryan's had his napkin out and his little pencil and doing a lot of stuff that way. So we did a couple engineering drawings for him to check some square footage to see how much the pavement would cost. And, things like that. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, in addition to running the factory to make the parts to pay for the stuff.
Well, and that's the thing. You guys put on an awesome show, and we're definitely happy to be part of it. We're proud to be able to support it. You guys do a lot for everybody, and I don't think people realize how much it takes to put in an event to that magnitude. Even running a single day event takes a lot of work, but to put it on a full weekend to that level, that's a ton of work.
Well, and the thing that makes a lot of this happen is the track sponsors, right? So it's cliche that we couldn't do it without you. But to be honest, we couldn't do it without you, or at least would be broke doing it without you. Right? So to have companies like Operational Speed Supply, who literally are just getting started, right? So you're not a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate, but you're someone that cares about the sport and wants to see it grow, and that helps us and that helps you. I think we help each other, and
it definitely does.
But it also helps all the people that race at the track, and gets you a few sales a weekend. Gets everyone to make new friends, and it's just good for the sport. So really, we couldn't do these events without how cool all the drivers and their families and their how cool all the people are, and then how supportive all the companies are. It's just pretty amazing.
It definitely is, and we're always trying to find a way to give back. And the way that we look at it from our point of view is that we're asking people to come spend money with us. The least we can do is give back to things that they're supporting as well, whether it's showing up to an event or, things like that. So we are going to bring back the massive coffee pot, and we'll be having the coffee table down at the bottom of the track. So when you come down to do course walks, make sure you make your way down to there and get yourself some coffee, because we will be running that. I think this year I'm going to make a stop to Black Rifle before we make our way up there. We've got one of the stores here in town. I'm going to try to get some Black Rifle up there and make sure everyone's seeing sounds before they start racing with some of their awesome coffee.
That's good. See if Pastrana can come.
You know what? I'll see what I can do. The interesting thing about Black Rifle is that their ownership team that started that company is very similar to OSS, with the background that my brother Braden, who is a part owner of the company, and myself have. So it's kind of a cool thing. They're running the coffee game. We're running the parts game.
Yep.
So
if you keep at it, you'll chisel away at it, and pretty soon you might find yourself pretty big. So,
well, we're working hard. That's for sure. But Ramey, it's always a pleasure. I want to thank you for coming on tonight. We've had a really good show. I love all of these guys that are sitting here commenting. I'm sitting here following through this. We've got a whole bunch of people. So thank you guys for tuning in. It definitely is awesome to have some people paying attention and interacting with us when we're talking. But we're excited to get up there, Ramey. If you out there in the Facebook land and the YouTube land are watching this and you need to get your car set up, please give us a call. We can set you up with UMI and a whole slew of other vendors that that we offer. So please give us a shout and let us know. Brian, the big announcement was Rookie of the Year for King of the Mountain again. I'm very congested and monotone, so it didn't get the pizzazz that
does Redline watch this show?
So yeah,
is your Redline rep?
Yep, our the rep that works with us, Mark Beatty, super awesome guy. He does watch the show. He's talked to us about it a couple times, and with the PRI and everything. So yeah, Redline does. They do a lot to support us. They're a huge asset for us.
Yeah. So the reason I segued into that is back when I raced the oval car at UMI Motorsports Park, long time ago. We used Redline Shockproof gear oil. Have you used Shockproof yet?
I have not used Shockproof. Running a True Track, they don't recommend it for that particular application. However, I'm familiar with Shockproof, and it's got, I want to say, I think it's graphite that they mix in with it, but it is an amazing lubricant.
So we've had axles that should have been destroyed that ended up not being destroyed because of that product. So, in case they're listening, I wanted to give them a shout out. So,
and they Redline's been around since the 70s, and one of the big keys to Redline oil is the fact that they're not using just regular base oils, fossil type or Group 3 base oils. They're using Group 4 and 5, which is a true synthetic oil. It's not mixed in or a compound of others. It's its own base of synthetic oil. So we're proud to be using it. Every one of our cars on the OGs is running it, and it's proven to be a very good lubricant for what we're doing.
That's good. Yeah. So what else do we have to talk about? I feel like we should talk about one more thing.
Well, let's see. Let's go through some of these comments. Let's address some of these. So Paul Brimmeyer, we had him on a couple weeks ago. He's talking about needing new hats to match the new track layout. So I don't know. You guys working on that, Ramey?
We're working on the track layout, and probably if we get a reorder of hats, we would include the new track layout. So the layout's going to be 80% the same. There's just a few strategic connectors that are going in that I think everyone's going to love and make the track flow really nice. Nice. Pavement costs an incredible amount.
Oh, it's gone up with the cost of oil as well. So I mean, it's
inflation. Whenever we first went to the track, we had myself and Roger and a couple other guys, and Ryan with his measuring wheel and the pavement guy. Yeah. So we laid out this course there around the uphill, around the corner, down into NASCAR 2.
Yep.
The kink. From the chicken shack around up the hill and down into the apron. So we had like a big road course in there. We're going to just road course this all up. It's going to be, and Howell Paving's scratching down on the thinger, and he says, and keep in mind, this is pre-pandemic pricing, right?
Yeah.
He's like, how about, I don't know, $320,000? and I think Ryan spit out his Starbucks, and we're like, "How about a little $50,000 connector?" So we went from paving Le Mans to paving Clearfield. So
Yeah,
to building a Le Mans style track to paving Clearfield. So
that's incredible. Holy cow.
yeah, it was pretty costly to.
I can only imagine. Wow. So with the new truck parts coming out, and looking at the list, there is now a truck class for Muscle on the Mountain. Are you guys going to bring a truck class in for King of the Mountain?
This year, no, but after that, maybe yes. So a lot of stuff depends on how successful the MOTM is. We didn't want to rock the boat for KOTM 5. We felt that the classes are nowhere near perfect. The classes that are perfect are the unfortunate 84 SCCA classes, except for then that's too many classes. Right?
Yeah.
So for KOTM, we're pretty happy with the way the classes are. I mean, like I said, they're not perfect, but if the MOTM truck class works out like we hope it does, then that gets it in the conversation for future KOTMs.
Well, and you guys start planning KOTM, what would be 6.0 this year, pretty much the day after we leave the track for KOTM 5. So
yeah,
it's it's right there.
Ideas start rolling in before that, actually. So we'll be in the middle of something a week before KOTM, and we'll be like, boy, if we just do this better. So the cool thing and I'm not going to drop all the info because this is the Operational Speed Supply podcast, but Level 7 stepped in to sponsor the truck class.
Oh, nice. Level 7. Those dudes are awesome, and they build some really amazing trucks. They've actually, a couple of them have come down here for a couple of our events that we've ran together. So it's a good group of dudes. Definitely.
Yeah, they are nice guys, and that's another small company putting up money to support a local or East Coast, basically to support their brothers and sisters in trucks.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. What could be cooler than that?
Definitely is awesome. Well, and I'll tell you, like I said, we're excited about being able to support because it's given us recognition. People wouldn't know who we are without being present at some of these things.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that we talk about is you want to be part of something. You've got to be part of the community, and you've got to be integral into that community. I did not mean to hit that for Paul's. But you got to be part of that community, and that's one of the things that we are very adamant about, making sure that we are giving back and helping build the community just as much as the community is helping build us.
So Tim Gordon asked for actual corn dogs at Corn Dog Corner. So I don't know if my parents are watching, but back in the older days when I raced there, my dad was he wasn't my crew chief, he was more my team manager.
Yeah.
And I was on the front stretch during a red flag, and you were allowed to have one crew worker bring you water out to your car if your bottle was empty, that type of thing. And that was around the time where Days of Thunder was a couple years old, and they were in the pits eating ice cream. So I looked down, and that's back when my vision was good. I looked down, and there's my dad and Kevin and Butler and a couple other guys, and I'm yelling and screaming, and no one's bringing me water. They were down at Corn Dog Corner getting ice cream.
Did they put a?
It was just like the movie.
Did you? Did they put a special set of matched tires, staggered special?
I've had special tires before, but I don't know. They didn't do the same thing for me that they did for Tom Cruise.
Yeah, you weren't able to take it around the outside and just grind the wall away.
I had done that, but not because of the tires.
Oh, that's great. That's too funny. Oh, I at this point now, I might have to go watch Days of Thunder again tonight. I mean, that's everyone's homework. Go watch Days of Thunder and bring back a quote. That's too funny, Ramey. Awesome. Well, I'll tell you, man, it's been an awesome show. I'm definitely happy to have you on here. It's been great. We are excited about getting up there and looking forward to seeing everybody again. It's a family reunion twice a year for us. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for coming on tonight, talking about this and what we're doing for King of the Mountain and this new event, Muscle on the Mountain. Hopefully, you'll see the M86Z towards the top of the class for mid muscle. A lot of changes this year. We're hoping that the Viking Crusaders and some motor work that we've done are going to give that car a little bit of a facelift, a little bit of a improvement on performance. So we're excited to get up there. So on that note, Ramey, thank you. Everyone in Facebook land, thank you. And as always, give us a call for what you need. We'll get you squared away, ossparts.com. And you guys, we'll see you next week.
Yep. And get your UMI parts at Operational Speed Supply. Thank you, Josh.
All right. Thanks, Ramey.
See you guys.